The new model great power relationship between China and the United States has been talked for a while. After President Obama visited China last year, do you have any new understanding or definition of this concept? How do you evaluate the effect of this new relationship?
Well, right now, the U.S.-China relationship is in great shape. Beginning when President Obama met President Xi for the first time formally at Sunnylands, we agreed that we were going to develop a relationship defined by cooperation on regional and global challenges while effectively managing our differences. And I think we've achieved a lot in that regard in the past several years. In addition, we also agreed that we did not believe that conflict was inevitable between China and the United States, a rising power and an established power. And we agreed that we would work to make sure that that rivalry didn't become inevitable. So that's the basic framework for our relationship, and we think we've succeeded in accomplishing that in recent years.
From long term, does the White House have any specific developing strategies with China? In other words, what kind of relationship is the White House seek with China?
Well, we're seeking a relationship defined by more and better cooperation on regional and global challenges. So on issues like North Korea and Iran, on transnational challenges like climate change and Ebola. We want to work together with China because we think when the U.S. and China work together, we can make a significant contribution to these challenges. At the same time, we recognize that we're two countries with very different histories, political systems, social systems, and as a result, we have differences. That's normal and natural, but we have to make sure that we manage these differences in a way that doesn't put us on a pathway toward long-term rivalry or it doesn't destabilize the relationship. So it's expanding cooperation on the one hand, managing our differences on the other hand, and maintaining a commitment to upholding international rules and norms. That's the broad strategic framework, and to the extent that building a new model means anything, that's what it means.
As we know, President Xi Jinping is going to visit the United States this year in September, his first official here. So I know you were one of the early planners for their Sunnylands meetings. So what kind of expectations do you have? Because I know White House released this information 6 months before. So what does it mean? I mean, what is the comments on his upcoming visit?
Well, the White House is very excited about President Xi's state visit later this year. I was one of the first people to work on the Sunnylands initiative. I can remember sitting at my computer, writing the very first paper that we were going to hand to the Chinese ambassador, Zhang Yesui, that would outline this new innovative initiative of inviting China's new president, Xi Jinping, to Sunnylands for this really historic meeting between the two. And Sunnylands demonstrated that when you get the two leaders together, that they can have very strategic, long-range conversations, that they can come to very effective compromises, and they can also find ways to manage areas where we disagree. So we found that having high-level meetings is an important aspect of managing the U.S.-China relationship and making sure that we stay on a pathway of working together on global challenges. So we were very pleased with the President's visit to Beijing last year. China's hospitality was absolutely wonderful. The quality of the conversation was of historic proportions. And then, of course, as you know, there were some very major announcements, our agreements on climate change, our agreements to work together on Afghanistan, to improve our military-to-military relations. These are significant agreements that help to build this relationship, this new model that we sometimes talk about.